Hi everyone, it's Tanja here, and today I'm going to do a lesson plan for you. This is something I've been doing in the class the whole week, and I've had lots of really good feedback, so I thought we would do a video. So I've actually invited my lovely husband to join us so he can be the guinea pig and he can do all the work while I tell him what to do. So it's a shoulder routine that we're doing, so just really focusing on shoulder placement and using the abdominals as well, a little bit of abdominal work. So if you come onto your back and then have your hands up towards the ceiling. So for this workout, if you have got hand weights, we will be using them, but maybe bottles of water or cans of beans or something like that, you can use that as well. You can also do it without weights. So if you've got any shoulder issues, then obviously just work within a range that is not painful. So the first thing we want to do is we want to check what the spine is doing. So in order for us to get a little bit of feedback from the mat, it's quite nice if you think of imprinting your whole spine into the mat. It just gives the brain a little bit to focus on. So some teachers will teach in a neutral spine. I vary it. So for this week I've done flat back. So if you have your hands up towards the ceiling, and then, so if you think from the top of the neck all the way down to the bottom of the pelvis, is see if you can imprint that. So draw the tummy down into the floor to take that lower curve out. And then we're going to anchor the pelvis down. So what I normally say is if you try and make the pelvis heavy and soften the feet, almost like you're going to lift the feet off the floor. And you're going to feel that around the tummy. So if you're lying there thinking, oh, this is really easy, then there's not that activity going on. So I'll show you a quick way how to get that right, just in case you're not sure. So if you're in that position, so Paul, if you just tap it in and then lift your feet off the floor a little bit. So it's kind of like that. So you're going to have that pull, but your aim is to try and keep the back down and the tummy popping in. And then you want to just soften the feet down onto the floor. And that's going to anchor the whole body down, so it really stabilizes the hips. So hands in the air for the third time. So we're going to have a play with hand position as well. So let's start with the hands together, facing inwards. So take a breath in. Then on the exhale, just start to send the hands to the wall behind you. And you're going to stop when you feel the rib cage wants to lift. So for most people, it's going to be when the elbows are just in the peripheral vision. For most people, unless you've got hypermobile shoulders, ones that can go all over the place. But for most people, it's going to be there. So now what I want you to focus on is your shoulder blades. So are the shoulder blades coming up the back? Can you move them down the back? And what that's actually going to do is just pull those shoulders a little bit. Do you feel that? Yeah. So you'll be able to feel it gets a bit stuck in the shoulder. It feels a bit sticky. Now pay attention to the rib cage, because often the ribs want to lift when you're trying to take the arms too far back. So now I want you to keep your arms there, but have another breath in. And on your exhale, can you send the ribs down more towards the floor? So you're using all these abdominal muscles to come down, so to pull the body down. And then, are your feet still light, or have you forgotten about your feet? And then you can bring your hands back up towards the ceiling. So now on this one, we're going to turn the palms so they're facing the knees. And I just want you to feel how different it feels in your body. So another breath. And then as you exhale, taking it back to wherever you can. We want to keep that rib cage down. The tummy is pulled in, hips are heavy, feet are light. And again, what's happening with the shoulder blades? So use the mat and the mat as feedback to find out, well, what has happened to my shoulders? Has it slid up, or can I pull them down? So in that position, it's like, how can I get those shoulder blades further down my back towards my hips? Does that feel any different for you? Palms in and palms?
Yeah, this feels a bit easier on the shoulder.
And then bring yourself back up. So have a play with that, because some people prefer in, some people prefer. Just changes how the bone sits in the arm. So now you pick which one you feel is more comfortable for your shoulder, and we're going to bring the legs into tabletop. So legs into tabletop. So if you're a newbie or a beginner, then you can keep your feet on the floor. So I'm just lifting the legs just to make Paul work harder. So now breath in, and then exhale as you take the hands towards the wall behind you. So there's a lot going on now because Paul's got to hold the weight of his legs up. So there might be a tendency for those legs to lift, the back to lift again. Good. And then bring the hands back up again. So because Paul's so fantastic, as he keeps telling me, grab a hand weight and grab a hand weight. So we're going to do the same thing. So like I said, if perhaps the weight is too much or you don't use the weights, it's still very good just focusing on without weights. I'm just adding weights to make it a bit more challenging. What's that?
I've been here for ages now. Don't move on.
So take a breath in, and then as you exhale, start to send the hands to the wall. So again, just by adding those weights, I think only 1 kilo, makes a big difference. So rib cage is down, check your lower back, is it down, and then your legs. Like I said, if that's too much, if your back is lifting, bring the feet down. And then check, where's your shoulder blades? Can you try and draw your shoulder blades? So what we're trying to get is the shoulder blades to come underneath over there. And then bring your hands back up towards the ceiling. So we're just going to do a couple more. So this time, I'm going to change the breath. So often there's a lot of hoo-ha in Pilates about breathing. And sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't matter when you should breathe in or out. So what I'm going to do is actually change the breath so that Paul can see how different it feels, and then he might have a comment about it or he might not. So legs up. So now this time I want you to breathe in as you send the arms there. And then rib cage down, back down. Good. And then you can bring the arms up. Any different?
Well, theoretically, it should be harder doing that on an inhale, keeping the lower back flat, but overall, I felt that much better.
Did you?
It just felt more natural, raising the arms and lifting the rib cage up. For me.
Yeah.
For me.
We're going to challenge that in a bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some leg work into this. So now you can choose, let's do it on an exhale because I'm going to use your legs. So on your exhale, you're going to send the hands out and send one leg out. So now tummy in, back down, and then you can bring it in on an inhale. So let's do an exhale on that side as well. So breathing out. So remember, if this is too much, keep your feet on the floor, just do the arms and bring it back. So now I'm going to challenge Paul again. We're going to do this on a breath in. So on an inhale, you're sending the arms out. So check your shoulder blades, they're down your back, your tummy's in, breathe out, come back in. And then one more on the other side. Good, so shoulder blades, come back in. And I'll let him have a little rest. So feet down, arms down. How did that feel on the inhale, exhale?
Yeah, it felt better for me on the inhale.
Yeah. Even with the one leg out. So for some people that the inhale will work better, for me exhale works better. So it's very hard to dictate to people about breathing. You've got to go with what your body finds natural. You've just got to keep breathing. So I'm going to make that a little bit harder for Paul now. Again, if that is the level you want to stay at, just for sending one leg out, then you stick to that level. So if you bring your hands up in the air, whichever way you want to have your hands, and then legs and tabletop. So bring your heels together and your knees slightly apart. So take a breath in. So your whole back is imprinting. Start to send your hands to the wall, straighten both your legs out. So as you squeeze, make sure that your legs are not coming open. So you want to squeeze your inner thighs and then bring it back in again. And we'll do one more with an exhale. So breathing out. So check shoulder blades, back, tummy, and then bring it back in again. So now I'm going to do 2 on an inhale out. So try them and just see which one feels better. Like me personally, I prefer the exhale on the out. It's going out. But again, we don't want those arms going all the way back. They want to be elbows in the peripheral vision. And then you can relax down. So how did that feel? Yeah. So this is just a tiny little shoulder routine. So yes, we like to move within a range, you know, we like to have a big range of motion in the shoulders, but sometimes it's more about trying to get the right muscles working and having the elbows where you can see them so that there's no undue stress on any of the joints. So that is it for this little video, and then I'm going to add some more bits in another video for you. So thanks for watching. If you like what you see, like and share our page, and see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye.